I'll wait for some questions first. Waiting for some questions. Let me find my girl real quick because I know she has some questions.
Fortunately for you, I've got connections. No one knows who you are, so you're going to be on a short leash. You know what I mean? I'll be honest here. Your goal out of all this is for a team, any team, to give you an invite to training camp. It's time to get started. They're waiting for you.
Hey, girl. Yeah, on the side. I am well. How are you? So before I do breakdowns, I want to answer any questions. Okay. So the entire message of the movie, as you can see, is the difference between privileged and not privileged. That is the difference of the two, Addie and Red. But I can do a complete breakdown. So what was you confused on? What was you exactly confused on? Because there was a lot of symbolism in the movie, and there was a lot of clues to let you know what was going to happen at the end, but a lot of people missed it because a lot of people was just laughing at stuff, wasn't really, some stuff was very funny, definitely was, but some of the stuff that we laughed at is the parts that we missed that was important too. So just waiting to see. From the beginning of the movie, from the straight beginning of the movie. I don't know who's seen it, but I'm about to spoil it for you. So if you didn't see it and you want to go see it, don't watch this. Do not watch this because you'll be upset and be mad that I told you what was going on in the movie. Did you turn it down?
I did.
Oh, for what? No. You are fine. All right. You got the lighter? Okay, so I'm going to start from the beginning. At the beginning of the movie, thank you. It starts with tunnels. It states about the tunnels that are underneath the ground and that the government has really started. Anyway, so this is true. There are tunnels that they have found that they don't know where they go to. They don't know the ending of it. So this is true. So what Pale is basically saying in the movie is that you don't know where these tunnels are going. You don't know what's in these tunnels, and that the government has a lot to do with these tunnels. And we have no idea what's in them. Now, from that, you'll see they'll say that statement, and then they'll show the TV, and in the TV, the shadow of the TV, you can see the little girl, and she's sitting there, and she's actually cutting up the paper people that that you see at the end of the movie. So this is a clue right there too, that this is also the real Addie, but we don't know that yet. Yes, symbolism with the rabbits meaning clones. That is true. That's exactly what the rabbits mean. It means that is clones. They use rabbits for clones. So that's to show you what to expect a little bit in the movie. So that's what that was. Okay. Now, the Hands Across America, which happened in 1986, actually I had to look this up because I was 2 years old. Okay, I was born in 84, so I didn't know nothing about happened in 86. Hands Across America did happen as actually people paid $10 to actually hold hands across America from east to west coast, if I'm not mistaken. It was a big success, but of course, here we are. So let's not go too much into that. Okay. So then after that, we have Addie at the beach with her parents, with her mom and dad. She's at the beach. And they get into a discussion about, her with, him drinking and all that, as far as that with the parents. So she wanders off. So as she wanders off, they show the man that had 1111. He was holding the sign 1111, Jeremiah 1111, which states Jeremiah 11:11. If you do not know, states, therefore thus said the Lord, behold, I will bring evil upon them, which they will not be able to escape from, and they will yell for me, and I will not hear them. That is Jeremiah 11:11. So, pay attention to a lot of people that you're seeing, because you're going to see them at the end too of the movie, which is going to give you a better understanding as well what's going on. So after that, you see the little girl go into the mirror house, which says find yourself on it, big as hell. On there it says find yourself. A lot of people didn't pay attention to that. That's exactly what happens. She ends up finding herself, which it cuts off, and then it shows Addie as an adult, and she's having a discussion with her husband about going to the beach, and she's uneasy. She doesn't want to go. He's talking to her about how they can enjoy it, and she kind of drifts off into this dreamland. And before she wakes up, they show 2 spiders on the table. Now, if you was really paying attention, the top spider was real, and the bottom one, the top one was fake. One was fake, one was real. They're basically telling you that right there, Addie is the fake one, and she trumps over top of the real one. So that's the sign right there that they put in there that nobody really paid attention to. People just kind of left that off or thought it was just weird. Why is there 2 spiders on the table? Why is she seeing a real one and a fake one? But this was her eyesight at the time. But remember, she was dazing off to remember what she's seen as a child, but we wasn't seeing, correct stuff at that time. we wasn't seeing actually what she really knew was going on. Anyway, so then they go back to the scene when Addie and her parents are in the therapist, and they're talking to the therapist, and they're like, "Oh, give her some time." Because so now we're like, "What happened? What happened to this girl?" Because we don't know. They didn't show. So we're like, "Well, why is she's not talking?" That's what they're saying. I don't know. She's not talking. She hasn't said anything. She's not speaking. Now, if you watch the movie, within the movie, you realize that all the tethereds do not talk. So, as you see, Addie had to learn, but she was quiet. So this is the part that they show real quick, and then they go back to her saying okay to her husband about going to the beach. And then, then they show them going actually to the beach. Now, when they're pulling, before they even pull up to the beach, there's a conversation in the car, and the daughter says something about fluoride in the water. That is mind controlling people. That's another sign right there of the government, what they might be controlling, what is going on. Okay, great. If you've seen it, good for you. If you know all the stuff and all the symbols, that's awesome. That is awesome. I am happy for you. So, with that being said, also as you see, Addie looks to her husband. I got 5 on it. Starts playing, and she turns to her son to tell Jason how to go to the beat. But if you realize, both of them are not on beat. Both of them are not on beat. So even though she thinks but both of them are not on beat. But you really don't realize that, because then they go to the daughter. The daughter's actually on beat with the song. So then as they're going into the beach, then you have the man on the gurney. Now the man on the gurney is the man who was standing there when she was little, when she was supposedly standing there when she was little, that had the 1111 on the sign. Now, when you see him later on down in the tunnel, he has it carved in his forehead. So that's why you see me keep doing this. But anyway, the 1111, that was the man. Now, when they get to the beach, she's sitting on the beach. They meet up with her friends or whatever, their family friends, their summer house friends, however, their neighbors to their summer house friends. The girl asks her, she's sitting there, and she says to the white girl, "Oh, I don't talk that much, and I don't drink." Clearly letting you even know right there that she doesn't. Most clones are pure. They don't consume anything that can contaminate them. Now, mind you, they're basically letting you know in this movie, when I get further down the road of being tethered, but 2 people sharing one soul. So you realize the conversation of her not, I don't do none of that. I really don't talk. I really don't do none of that, because we know if you watch the movie, she's really the one. But anyway, so then she can't find Jason. So she's having this attack because she's thinking about what happened to her when she was little or whatever. And when she realizes she can't find her child, then she finds Jason. Jason's over there by the mirror house, but he didn't go inside, but he peeped it. But as he looked over, he sees the man standing there, which is the man, Jeremiah 11:11, that was holding the sign years ago. That is him that's up there standing, getting ready for Hands Across America. So that's just the regular part of the movie that you've seen, this, that, and the other. Okay, let's see. Okay. What else? Okay, so later on, they're back at the house. That's when Addie is telling her husband about what's going on. Like, well, she's trying to, and he's not understanding. He's not trying to accept what he's hearing. He doesn't know what she's talking about. But as you see, 1111 pops up on the clock. 1111 pops up throughout the whole movie. You just have to watch to see where it pops up, but it does pop up throughout the whole entire movie. It's just 1111 everywhere. She's trying to tell her husband he's not listening. He doesn't care. That's when the son comes to the place. Now, I wanted to let y'all know when they got to the house and they went into their rooms and they was playing around. Remember, there was a story of what the daughter had said about the brother. The brother had an incident last summer, and when he came back, when they couldn't find him or something, whatever happened, he didn't talk for a while. Remember that. He didn't talk for a while, and that was last summer. So you notice that the boys kept a little bit, Jason is a little kind of off in the movie. You say, oh, he's being a child, but there's some things that's a little bit off. He likes to wear the mask all the time. So pay attention to him closely, because then you'll really understand. Because this is what they didn't mention in the movie that I peeped myself. Had to go back and look and see what I missed, what was missing. So as you notice that the Jason always puts his mask on. He always wears his mask. Now, after the husband tries to approach the family in the driveway, they end up coming in the house. When they come in the house, they all sit down. As you see, they don't talk. The only one that was able to talk was Red. Now, if you watch the movie, then you understand why Red talked like that. But we'll explain that later or what have you. Red is the twin of Aggie. So when the husband's sitting there, he realizes like, oh, what is going on? Now, Red is explaining how basically you switch lives with me and put me in this lifestyle. This lifestyle down here is completely evil from what you took me from. Meaning she didn't want to marry Abe, but she had to because Aggie married Gabe. So because Aggie, this one gets all confusing and names and get all twisted and all that. So Aggie married Gabe. Red had to marry Abe because Abe is the twin of Gabe, even though she didn't want to. So that's what she was explaining to Aggie. Meanwhile, she really didn't have to because Aggie already knew and understood this, but Aggie didn't have to. Didn't say anything. Mind you, too, Pluto no longer exists. So why is the son's name Pluto? Don't you think it'll be a little bit close to Jason? So there's little stuff in there. So Pluto is a planet that no longer exists for them to use that for the black boy in the movie. That part. As you see, the mom, Red tells the boys to go play. She says, go play. Like they already know something's already going on. But Jason then realizes in the closet that he's able to still have control over his twin. Now, what's crazy to me and what I didn't understand is that the fact that when they're in the closet, now, mind you, everything that's happened, they're still tethered. These are tethers. They're tethered. So when did Jason experience any burns to his face or was in some type of fire or close to the fire? Now, they say that throughout the movie, but he doesn't have any actual scars, but the other boy does. And then the boy's familiar with the trick that Jason's doing in the closet. He's familiar with that trick, but apparently he's not allowed to keep playing with fire as his mom, Red, doesn't want him to because of his incident. So he wears the mask for that. So that stuff right there is like, okay, who's who? Is Jason and Pluto really switched too? Think about that. Think about that situation. Okay, so then let's see. Okay, so when the girl has the daughter has the one-on-one with her twin, that's when she ends up killing her, and she's hanging from the tree. As you watch, Aggie doesn't have any type of she has remorse, and a remorse of, at this point, this is when you're understanding, if you already know, that she is feeling what they're feeling because of the fact of she's been in her shoes. She's not experiencing from her, that's her child. She's experienced that I am a tethered. So as you see that with both of the kids, she's very sad when both of the kids are killed and what have you. So Jason controls Pluto and makes him walk back into the fire where he ends up dying. Now, as you can see, Red then kidnaps Jason, and takes him down to the tunnel. Now, she could have killed him, but she didn't. She took him down to the tunnel, which then makes you think about Jason and Pluto was they switched last summer, because Aggie would only know about that place versus anybody else and what have you. And I guess Red really did that because Jason probably is truly her son. And Aggie just watched her son die in the fire. So it can get deep in that part. Okay. So while Red was down there after being trapped down there because of her tether, she realized that, these bodies didn't have souls, but they were complete replicas of the humans up above. So though they mimic the above people, also realize that they can separate themselves as well. But the whole big thing about the whole movie is the fact that Pill was trying to explain that there is a life of being privileged and a life of those that don't have. So those that are privileged get to experience all of these things, and those that aren't able to are right underneath your nose. That can't get in short. Like there's a part where Gabe is sitting there, and Abe takes the glasses off of him. When he takes the glasses off him, because he's probably been blurry eye for all this long and couldn't see, but he can't get health care or none of that because he's down below in these tunnels. Versus Gabe, who's able to get health insurance and everything of that sort and wear glasses. So it's things like that was showing you of the privilege that the people above had versus the people down below. So that is what Pill is basically showing you. That right underneath our noses, people are struggling and can't get the things that we have, or the things that we can obtain easily, they are not able to. Oh, hi, son. Hi. Okay. So there was a part where Red and Aggie was dancing. They was doing a dance, a ballet dance. And that is when the people realized how special Red was. But remember, Red is the real Addie, so she would naturally know how to dance. But then she realized that okay, these people look up to me. Let me empower them with the revolution. So she started the revolution. Basically, what they're saying with that part too is the fact that Addie is a tethered. She's supposed to be in the tunnels, but she came above and she was able to speak, dance, go to school, go to college, get married, have children, and live like everybody else. So that's what they're also explaining as well, is the fact that those below are able to live like those above with years of training. However, if they're able to enjoy the sun and all that and not be down here in this deep, dark tunnel living, they wouldn't come out so evil and crazy. So that's what they're saying with that. When Red is sitting on the couch talking to Addie, and she uses that voice, a lot of people started cracking up with that voice. The reason for that voice is that, remember when she went to the house when she was little, Addie choked Red. Red choked Addie and crushed her pipe. So she didn't talk while she was down there because nobody talked. They would have known then. So she didn't say anything for years because of a crushed windpipe. That's why she talked like that. Now, towards the very end, at the end, you see Jason looks at his mom. Mom realizes that, oh, my son knows what's going on because he was in the locker the whole time while Red was explaining everything that happened. But Jason, his mask down, looks at his mom, smiles, and pulls his mask down. So that's showing you right then and there. Jason is a tether too. He is not the original Jason. And the family still has no idea that they're living with a mom that is tethered, doesn't have a soul. So there you go. Okay. Comments. What song? What? So I don't know if you're talking about the song she was whistling, because if the song she was whistling was the Itsy Bitsy Spider. Now, mind you, I told you that the spiders was on the table. You had the real one and the fake one. So they're basically saying, deception is right there in front of your eyes. You just can't see it. Oh, I got 5 on it. You might be talking about I got 5 on it. I think they just used that he just used that just to use that. There was really no particular thing behind it. But the fact of when it did get played, you can see they're both off beat when they're trying to get on it. She's like, I got 5 on it. And they're like this, like, whole can't get the beat. Neither one of them. But that's the only song that I remember really, really like, everybody was like, oh, or, when she was whistling, that's the other one. And that was just a symbolism of the spider. So that's why she was doing that. His clone, his clone was burned, but I believe, that 5 on it, that was just, that didn't mean anything. But just that part when they was in the car and they was offbeat to the mug. That's why they was letting you know then neither one of these people are really sort of tethered. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, it would be nice if there's going to be another one. Yeah, the rabbits were to symbolize cloning because we know that they used the rabbits to clone, but the rabbits in the movie was what they ate. So when their above ones ate, that's what they ate was rabbit. Yeah, it was really deep. So if you look at the movie in a separation of class, oh, Red is the poor person and Addie is the rich girl, and they switch. Then you get the whole aspect and perspective of what Pill was trying to do for the movie. That's exactly what that is. That's all that is. And that's why that looks like that. It's crazy. I mean, it was really, really deep. I mean, I don't even think people realize why Gabe, yeah, Abe takes Gabe's glasses because, oh, I've been walking around, I can't see. You my twin, and you walking around, you got glasses? Give me these glasses. That's what that seemed like to me. That's why I was cracking up. But yeah. So that's all I got, you guys. Is there any more questions? Anything else that might have confused you? I'm trying to think what else. There was a lot of subliminal messaging. I mean, the title. That's the biggest thing I wanted to talk about. The title is Us, which is supposed to stand for U.S. So then when you take the other movie, Get Out, Us, Get Out, U.S. So that's what he's basically saying through his titles. He's trying to send a message out to Black people, get out of U.S. So I know that's one thing I wanted to really. Let me see. Was there anything else? Because I was flying through my notes. Like my notes. I can't think of anything else. Yeah, this time. Yep. Yeah, talks about the spiders. Huh. Yeah, I think I got. I think I got everything. Trying to make sure I didn't miss anything because my notes is like boom, 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 boom. And, okay, let me see. And then when they turned on the TV to realize in fact everything was what was going on and who was doing what, then how the other Tethers was killing the families quick, simple, no remorse, no talking, no sitting down. But Red was nice enough to have her family sit down, talk to them, explain her life story, what happened, what she's going through, what this is about. So that was the difference too that you noticed once they got over to their neighbor's house. It was like boom, kill. That's it. Nobody had no time at all. So yeah, I think that is about it. Let me see. If they make a part two, it that'll be deep. That'll be deep. I think they would just have to show what would happen afterwards. Probably be destruction after that. Everybody's tethered. That would be crazy. Everybody's tethered. There's already what 0.77 people already on Earth. So 7 billion tethered, 14 billion people. Evil versus good. Oh, that'd be a lot. So yeah, that is my review, y'all. That's all the information I got, and I know that I seen and watched and heard and put together and realized. So if there's any more questions, let me know. Let me know. Chocolate chip cookie is super thick.
Getting a lot of feedback.
There's people on it. All right, y'all. I'm out. Talk to y'all on another day. Any questions, leave them in the box and what have you, and I'll get back to them as soon as I can. But I think I got everything y'all need, and as much as I can give y'all. And if you find out any new information, share it with me, please. Share, please share.